Hello friend, how are you? Welcome to Tripan Study Center. Today we are going to do the chapter of social science and highlighting each and every point of it. Let's see what is our topic today. Travel revolt. Travel revolt, there's the most important revolt here. Among the group of people who revolted against the British rule were the tribals. The tribals is a group where is important and integrated part of Indian life. Before their annexations and the subsequent as incorporations in the British territory, they had their own social and economical system. And this system were traditional and nature and satisfy their needs of the tribals. Such a community was headed by their chief who managed the affair of the community. They also enjoy the independence regarding their management of their affair. The land and the forest and their main sources of the livelihood. The forest provided them with the basic items which they required for the survive. The two tribal communities remain the isolated from their non-tribals. This is important. The land forests were a main source of livelihood. The forest provided them with the basic item which they required for the survive. The British policy proved to harmful to the tribal society. This is harmful to their tribal society. This destroyed there is a relatively self-sufficient economics and communities. The tribal group or a different reason revolted against the British. This movement were anti-colonial and nature because there is a direct against to colonial administration. The tribals used to the traditional weapon, mainly as bow and the arrow, and for the turn to the violence. The British had the lead several with them, and they were declared criminals and antisocial. Their properties was the confiscated, and there was imprisoned. There are many of them were hanged. The tribals is a moment the Indians remained the confined to some reasons only, but it did not be lag behind other social group as a regard of participation in the anti-colonial movements. We shall be now read about there are some major tribal revolt that took place against the British rule. Come and see here. The first year, the Santhal rebellions. The Santhal rebellions, there's a period time 1855 to 57. The area of a concentration of the Santhals was called Daman-e-Khol and Santhal Pargana. Santhal Pargana, it is extended from to the Bhagalpur in the Bihar in the north to be Orissa in the south, stretching from the Hazaribagh to be there is a border of Bengal. The Santhal, like other tribes, is working hard to maintain there is a live in the forest and wild jungle. They cultivated the land and lived to a peaceful life which is continued till there are British officials and bowed them to leaders as a money launder and jamidar and merchant. There is made to buy good on the crate and forced to pay a back with a heavy interest during the harvesting time. As a result, whereas sometimes forced to give a Mahajan not only their crops but also plug to the bulk and the finally their land. Their plug of bulk and the finally their land. Very soon, they because a bonded is a laborers and there could be served only there is a creator. The peaceful travels community were now up in arm against the British official, Jamidar and many lender who were exporting them. And Sidh and Kanu were leading a Santhal rebel leaders. There are Sidhu and Kanu where is leading a Santhal rebel leaders. They give a heroic fight of the British government. Unfortunately, their Santhal rebellion was crushed in an equal battle, but it became a source of inspirations for future against struggles. On your screen, there is a most important the tribals rebellions. There is the Tirka Manjui. Tirka Manjui, the most important tribe revolt here. And the second year, Munda rebellions. Munda rebellion, there is one most important tribe revolt here. 1899 to 90, one of the most important and prominent rebellions which took place after 1857 was a Munda rebellion. The Mundas are traditionally enjoy created right as the original clearers of the forest, which was not given to be other tribes. But this land system was getting destroyed in their hands of their merchant and moneylender long before the coming of the British. But when the British actually come into this area, they help it to be destroy this system with the rapid pace when they induce a contractor and traders. And this contractor and needed to people to work with them and is in natures of their labors in the natures of labor, and these are discolation the mundas and the hand of the British and their contractor and give the birth to be a munda rebellion. There is a munda rebellions. The most prominent leader of the rebellions was Virsa Munda, who was more aware than the other as had received some education from the missionaries. He encouraged their tribes people to keep the tradition of worshipping of the scarecrows alive. This move was very important to prevent the British and from taking over their wasteland. For this, Birsa Munda is fought against their moneylender, Mahajan, and English official. He attacked police station, churches, and missionaries. There is a most important rebellion here, Munda rebellion. There is attack the police station, churches, and missionaries. Unfortunately, there is a rebel where is defected and Munda died in a prison some after in the 19th century. But this sacrifice did not be go in vain. The Chota Nagpur Tenancy Act of 1908 provided some land ownership right to people and banned a bonded labor of the tribal. And Virsa Munda became to the architects of Munda rebellions and somebody who is remembered even today. On your screen, there is the most important rebellions, Virsa Munda. Virsa Munda is the most important person on the rebellion of their British ruler. The next year, Janata and Garo rebellions. There is the most important year, Janata and Garo rebellion. There is a period of time, 1860 to 1870s. After the first Anglo-Burmese war, the British planned to the construction of the road connected to the Brahmaputra Valley at present day Assam. There is a present Assam with the satellite of present day of Bangladesh. The Janthais and the Goras is the northern eastern part of India and present day is the Meghalaya. Opposed the construction of this road, which was strategic of importance to the British for the movement of troops. In 1827, the Janthas tried to stop work and soon their unrest spread to be a Navarings and Garos Hill, alarming the British born several Janthas and Garo villages. The hostilities increased with the introduction of house tax and income tax by the British in the 1860s. On your screen, there is the most important Ukinga Non-Goba Memorial. There is the most important on this period time here. The next year, the uprising of the wheel. The uprising of the wheel, there is a two class here. The 1818 to 1813, the wheels were largely concentrated the Khanades and other present there Maharashtra and Gujarat. Khanades, there is the most important state, Maharashtra and Gujarat. Khanades has come under the British occupation in 1880. 1818, the wheels is considered them as an outsider. On the instigations of Prima Bhukis is the Labour's Minister of Bazairo. Bazairo is their second and they revolted against their British. This is important. And the next year, the coal uprising. called uprising is 1831 to 1832. The coast of Sikhabhaum and the Chota Nagpur are area enjoyed to the autonomies under their chief, but the entry of the British threatened their independence. Later, the transfer of travels as a lands and the coming of the moneylender. The merchant and British law create a lot of tension, and this promoted there is a call tribe to be organized as himself and rebel. The impact was such as that the British had to rush troops as formidable of place to suppress it. And the next year, the Mapila uprising. Mapila uprising is 1836 to 1854. The Mapila where is the Muslims cultivating tents and landless laborers and of fishermen and the laborer as a reason the British occupation of the Malabar regions and their new land law along with there is a cities of the landlord mainly to Hindus and lead to the Mafilas to be revolt against them and took many years for the British to crush the Mafilas. That's important here.